Hello everybody, MaxMonty1516 here, back again with a Plarail review. So, I haven't ever done a Plarail review before, however, I decided to branch out and try something new. Considering that this is the newest Plarail item released, and I only got it yesterday, I decided, why not review it? It'll be fun. So, there is a surprising amount of Trackmaster and Plarail content for my channel recently, so I just decided to continue with that, so here we go. Anyway, this is the Season 22 3-pack, or as it's officially called, the Friends Around the World pack. So basically, this 3-pack comes with three things. It comes with a winged Thomas. Now, this Thomas, of course, was seen in quite a few episodes. It was seen in Hugo and the Airship, The Other Side of the Mountain, and just a couple random Season 22 episodes. So it's not surprising that they included it. However, it could have been done much better. So, as you can see here that I demonstrated earlier, this piece is just a clip-on, clip-off piece. However, the benefit to that is if you don't own a normal Plarail Thomas, you can buy this pack and have one, except it's looking up. So I can see why they made it looking up, but, I mean, that isn't really the best thing to do, considering some people may have this as their first Thomas. Like me, like this is my first Plarail Thomas. But yeah, anyway, not really much else with the wings. It's just a plastic piece. And it has one way, so it can go over the dome just like that. So most of you guys already know everything about Plarail, but just as a quick comparison, I have my Trackmaster 2 Thomas here to compare. So of course now, Trackmaster 2 doesn't actually have these painted buffers. They're not painted in the factory, I did that myself. So looking here, take a look at the faces. I think it's no comparison on which one's better. One of them has a white footplate, and yeah. So the Plarail version actually has much bigger window and whistle stickers, which is kind of weird, but I mean I don't mind it at all. They both have molded lamps, but the Plarail version has more like detail in general. Turning them around, as you can see, neither of them have back detail, and of course, Plarail is starting to get lazy not painting the buffers, but still, it's not as big as a problem. I also painted these on the back, so, yeah. Which painted buffers are a pretty big deal, if you ask me. Same with the white footplate. That just lifts the entire model exponentially. So, overall, I think the Plarail Thomas is the clear winner in this competition. Now, if I go ahead and take away the Plarail Thomas and bring in the Trackmaster 2 Winged Thomas. So the faces are definitely different here. One of them, the Trackmaster version, is more determined than anything. And as you can see, the Plarail version is just really happy. So instead of, like, the Plarail version having clip-on wings, like this, let me go ahead and move these two back. But if you go ahead and have the Plarail Thomas with wings, instead, this is part of the mold, and it just kind of folds out like that. And it also has a spoiler on the back for reasons. I'm not really sure why it does this, but it does. So there you go. Yeah, wings. You can decide which one's better. I think the wings have more detailing on the Trackmaster 2 version, because Plarail didn't really try with the wings here, but they do try with their models. So yeah, as you can see, there's just dots here, whereas they're actually, like, number ones, like, really nicely painted. The Trackmaster 2 version has rivets, which is pretty cool, even though this came out during the time of Season 20. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take that away now. I think we've focused enough time onto Plarail Thomas, and we'll go ahead and put him here in the background. So let's go ahead and bring in our newest engine, Hong Mei. So here she is. The Plarail Hong Mei is really just... Most people actually think that she's just a repaint of Rosie, which is false. I can confirm this because I own both of them. I would have brought my Plarail Rosie, but I forgot. But anyway, they're actually different molds. And as you can see here, Hong Mei actually has rivets, which is another cool thing. So anyway, Hong Mei's model is really good. The face is tolerable on this. She has a nicely molded and painted headlamp. The red wheels are nice and bright. All the details are crisply applied. On the back here, she has no red buffer beam, but the buffers are still black. So, yeah, same. She has her Chinese #1 right there, if that'll focus. Like so. So she actually does have a lot of really good details. So yeah, overall, Hong Mei is a really good model, and she's also quite fast. So as you can see here, even though the track just kind of ends. But there's Hong Mei, and she overall looks really good. So now let's go ahead and compare her to the Trackmaster Push-Along version, which I have here. Now, I also painted the buffers on the Trackmaster Push-Along one. In the face department, there is a clear winner, and I will leave that one up to you. But for me, there's a clear winner. The push-along model just looks a lot more squished. The wheels are definitely too big, whereas the Plarail version does this flawlessly, as you can see here. Not to mention, the number 1 is actually pushed back and in the incorrect place on the push-along model, versus it's in the correct place on the Plarail version. So obviously, the Plarail version is motorized, whereas the Trackmaster push-along is not. However, sadly, this is the closest thing that we'll ever get to a Trackmaster Hong Mei, as Mattel never made a motorized version. So, I guess, if you want a motorized Hong Mei, either make a custom, or just buy this one, which is, honestly, I would definitely prefer this one. Another cool thing is I actually really do enjoy the black running board along the sides here, and the red footplate at the front. I think Hong Mei is one of the few characters to actually pull off a red footplate. So, yeah. Anyway, gonna go ahead and move her back now, and get this piece of trash out of here. So anyway, moving back now, finally we have Rajid. So, here is Rajid. Looking at his face, it's actually really good and accurate. Of course, you can see that he has a lot of detail here on the front, and you can even see that he has a molded crown on his funnel, which is really impressive. He has piston detailing here, as well as these curtains or drapes over his front wheel. He has the black boiler, as well as most of the blue body in general, the gold dome. Looking at his cab here, you can see that he's got quite a lot of detail, too. These stickers aren't, they're nicely applied and everything, but they're a bit blurry. I don't really know if you can tell that on camera, but just looking, yeah, they're a little bit blurry, but that doesn't bother me at all. So, of course, Rajid makes the clicking noise, just like the other unmotorized engines, like Theo, actually. Theo has the same mechanism, whereas all the other ones have a little bell inside which rings. I do prefer the clicking noise, though, because it does sound kind of realistic. It sounded better for Theo, but overall, I mean, I'm okay that Rajid has it, too. However, I thought he would just work as a piece of rolling stock without the clicking mechanism, and that's what I really would have preferred. So, as you can see on the underneath here, Rajid does not have a 6-wheel configuration, unlike the push-along model, right here. So, let's go ahead and compare the push-along. Now, I say Rajid is the best push-along model in the range. So, of course, he has the painted buffers here, and which the Plarail version does not. However, the Plarail version does have the molded crown and the details here at the front. The Plarail face overall is better, even though I really do like the push-along version. I say that the Plarail one is better. And as you can see, besides the painted buffers, the push-along model also has a cow catcher, which is really impressive for Trackmaster Push-Along. Trackmaster Push-Along does have some really good proportions, except for I say he's a bit too short. However, the Plarail version, lengthwise and height-wise, is much better, just compared to any other Trackmaster. So looking here, the push-along version doesn't have as much detail or interior cab detailing as the Plarail version does. However, looking on the back here, there's no back detail on either of them, even though the metal mold here actually does have a lamp and kind of the draped curtains at the back, even if they're not painted. One thing that confused me is Rajid's stripes are not painted, and yet he's still one of the most detailed engines in the range. That's just a bit confusing in my opinion, but still. One more gripe I have with this item is that this false wheel here is not painted, and Rajid is not supposed to have an 040 configuration. It's supposed to be an 060, and even though the push-along model has the wrong wheel color, it does pull off the correct wheel arrangement. So yeah, there are a lot of pros and cons to both of these models. However, if you do want a more realistic and accurate version of Rajid with your other engines without making a custom, I'd say go ahead and buy this pack. Overall, I really do enjoy the items here, and I say they're definitely worth your money. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Max Monty 1516, signing out.